Hi, it's Lee. I'm here with another pickups video. This past weekend I went to a smaller event in my area. We have a fairly large geek population in my town, and they have a large events called geek markets, and I went to those recently with mixed results. But this past weekend was a much smaller event in a place called Stittsville, and while it's a smaller event, I've actually had better luck there, and I think I did all right. So I picked up a couple games, both from the same vendor. I almost picked up a much more expensive game, but condition factored in a little bit. So the first game I picked up was this. This is Heart of Darkness on the PlayStation, original PlayStation. And for those of you who've never seen this game, it's kind of like a, what do they call that, 2.5D game. It's essentially a 2D platformer, but there's kind of a depth of field that plays part. And it looks kind of like claymation. Visually, it's very interesting looking. It kind of looks a little bit like a Donkey Kong. Nah, that's not really fair, but excuse me. It's pretty neat looking game, very visually interesting. It wasn't actually on my list. I'd taken it off my list. It's not really the type of game I normally go after. But you know, the price tag was kind of right. It's dirty. It needs cleaning. But condition-wise, the discs were fine and whatnot. So I'm kind of excited to have it. I'll give it a try. I'm intrigued by it. So I went a little bit off the books, but that's fine. And then the other game I picked up is this right here. I should say for Heart of Darkness, I paid $20 tax in, and that's Canadian, so you can figure out what it would be American. So the other game is this Conquer Live and Reloaded. Now, this does not have the manual in it, but this game has gone up in price tremendously over the past little while. You cannot buy it at a store here for less than $60, and then the original Conquer on the 64 is, you know, in the hundreds easily. Well, at least over $100. So, pick this up, and because it didn't have the manual, the guy was asking $30. So I was really glad to pick that up for 30-ish, $30. So basically, I spent about $50 total for these two games. One that wasn't on my list, one that was definitely on my list. I don't have that many Xbox games on my list just because I basically only looked at the exclusives, and of the exclusives, not many of them are the types of games I normally go after. Not to say that there aren't any good games on the Xbox, obviously there's tons. But it's just not a system that I'm kind of excited to collect for. Though if there was ever a time to collect for it, this would be it. It's very cheap. So yeah, Conquer Live and Reloaded, Heart of Darkness on the PS1. Pretty good little score for a tiny little event. It's a $2 kind of entrance fee for charity. And yeah, hopefully I'll have something else next week. I'm going to be on a bit more of a budget. Not that I spent a ton on games recently, but just I spent a ton on everything but games. So yeah, I might be a little thin in the pickups, but you never know. If I see a deal, I'm going to pick up a deal. It's no matter what, I'll find a way to pick up those games. All right, thanks for watching.